Good afternoon. I'm going to do a weekly recap. I'll start with yesterday and I'll work my way back to Monday. This week was very choppy, not what I was really expecting, but I did manage to end up finishing like 13 wins and 5 losses, and 6 of those wins were over 200%. So I'll go over that and where I took them and what I saw and stuff like that, so you guys get an idea of what I was doing. So I took SPY puts yesterday at 1 o'clock, which is right. That was the second one. The first one was at 12, which was right around here when the break. Yeah, it's when I broke this RCT trend line, which is the regression channel trend line. I broke that, and as you can see, I got the hourly on the left, 30 minutes in the middle, and 10 minutes on the right. And this is what I use. I use the 10 minute and the hourly, and I use like the 20, 37, 200 EMA, VWAP, and the MACD with histogram, and the SMI, which is the Stochastic Momentum Index. I just use those because that's the way I prefer my setup. Anyways, all week long, SPY has been like just chopping in this 314 to 312 range all week, and every time it starts to show weakness, it violently pops up, and you can see on the hourly, I mean, it gets underneath the 200 EMA and it pops up, pops up, and this 312 was just the magnet all week, and it was very frustrating to watch that it was just going nowhere, and it was the volatility wasn't there. So when I got it right here on the break, obviously it was under 312, but I mean, look right here, it bounced and bounced. So I got in as a lotto. Thank God it was Friday lottos, and I got in, and that's why I called it, and it dropped, and then I grabbed it again at 236, which I believe is this little pop right here, 236. Oh no, that was the overnight. That was the overnight play that I got it at. Yeah, the other one's 1 o'clock was right here at this pop. I knew I got on this pop and this pop. I just, for some reason, yeah. So I got the drop right here when it broke down the RCT. Then on this pop up, I grabbed it again. I grabbed the 310s again at 88 cents, and it dropped down. And you can see all the past alerts in the room. If you go to my Discord room, you go in, even if you're not a member, you can still see all the past alerts and the timestamp and stuff like that when I actually called it. So if you want to look at them, you can go and look at them. So on this pop, I grabbed more 310 SPY puts, and then when it popped again, I grabbed over the weekend SPY puts, and I also grabbed some UVXY calls because when Apple decided to close its stores in the hotspots, that it's what sent the market into a spiral. I've been saying all week long that they may not want to close the economy, the government, but you're going to start seeing stores want to voluntarily close, and now that's starting to happen, and the domino effect is going to happen over the weekend. Apple started closing, then some of the cruise lines said they're going to postpone until like September or something, and it's just going to be a huge domino effect as things get worse. So that is why this is going to get much worse. This second wave is going to be worse than the first wave, because the first wave, the economy was strong, everything was open, everybody was making money. The second wave is basically usually 3 times worse, and the economy is already fragile. Most stores are already closed, and the ones that are open are going to end up reclosing, and it's going to be really, really bad. So that's why SPY puts and UVXY calls over the weekend, because I think the news is just going to keep piling on. But that's what I traded on SPY on Friday. I also got Disney too, and Disney, I mean, was another huge play. As you can see right here, you get a head and shoulders on Disney, which I've been talking about on Twitter and stock puts and stuff like that. And I got the Disney 119 puts at right here, thinking it was going to break down, because if you look over here, the last few times it popped up, gapped up, ended up filling the gap. So I was pretty much looking for the same thing, and it's holding this RCT trend line on the 30-minute really well. So when it started to break the ORB, which is the open range breakdown or breakout, but in this case it'd be the breakdown. That's when I grabbed it and it just started to chop, and I was like, great. I got chopped to death by Apple the other day, and on Wednesday it was one of my worst days, and I'll get to that because everything was just chopping. I hate to chop, so great. Disney's gonna chop, and it is going down, but it's chopping. Then the Apple released its news, and everything just dumped. So that was Friday. Thursday was let's see. I'll start with let's see. Thursday I grabbed Facebook puts at it doesn't even show the time. Well, anyways, Facebook puts, I grabbed them right here on this this breakdown, and it broke down. And I also grabbed BA puts and BA. Let's see, BA. Where was it on Thursday? This one's showing different than the other one. I have to look at my other chart and see why the trend line is not showing up the same way as my other chart that I have. It might be the way I have it set up. It's 5-day. Okay, that way you can see what yeah, that's why. Okay, my other chart, because I have two of them going. Okay, that still didn't show up the way it was supposed to. Okay, hold on. Trying to figure out. Yeah, the trend line was different on this day, because when it BA popped on Thursday, the RC trend line was right here at 198, and I think I took screen caps in the room. Let's see if I can find it, so that way you guys can see. Let's see. What day was that? That was the 18th. I knew I took a picture of it. Maybe it was in the other room. Let's see. Yep, we just download this picture. Yeah, right there. You can see that the trend line was right there. On Thursday, so that's where I got it on BA. And for some reason, the RC trend line changed on me, so I couldn't show you exactly. But yeah, the line was right up here, and that's when I decided to take a short, because it uses the RCT as a as resistance, and that's where I grabbed it. But the only thing that I was concerned about was because it was up here at 198 that it might squeeze to 200, so I was very cautious about that, and I even alerted that it was risky, and I forewarned everybody that grabbing here at 128, 198, I mean, that it's $2 away from 200, that if it doesn't drop here, it could squeeze to 200, and that'd be the another area to reshort if it did squeeze. So I did say that in the alert in the room. Now Baba is another one that I grabbed. Why can I not type it? I got too many B's going. Now Baba, I grabbed puts, and I grabbed them right here on the break of this little choppy consolidation on the VWAP. I grabbed it right here, and in fact I grabbed it a little late. I think I grabbed it right around here, and I chased it, and it went down to the RC. You can see that it holds this trend line really, really well. And you can also see right here It's been like has like an upward channel, and let's see, 230, 223. Yeah, see, it was this Friday, of course, but it's been like bouncing off this channel right here. This is Thursday right here on the 30-minute. So this is where it broke down. This is where I grabbed it. No, that was Thursday. I only had 3 trades on Thursday. The Facebook puts, the BA, and BABA. Now I had Wednesday. Wednesday was the worst day of the week for me. Let's see. Wednesday, which was this day. Now, I got caught up in this mess right here. It started to, I first grabbed calls because it looked like it was going to break out, because if you look at it, it just see, this is Friday, this is Thursday. Right here, it looked like it was going to break out. And then this is pre-market. It's pre-market, right? See, this is the high, and this was pre-market. So I thought, okay, this is going to break out. And Apple just loves to break out and have strong moves. So when it made the first 10-minute candle and it started to go up over the last close, I grabbed calls and it started to reject, and I got out quickly, and it started to drop right here, and I got puts like 5 minutes later, and it started to drop and it started to come back up, and I got out real quickly. I mean, I only made like probably like 5 or 6 cents on each direction, and it couldn't break out and it couldn't drop, and so I was like, okay, I've had enough. I'm staying away from Apple, and it just did nothing but go sideways until the end of the day. And those were the 2 winners I had. Trying to look. I'm going down my Twitter page to see the timestamps and stuff. You can see the plays in on my Twitter page and the timestamps. Why am I not showing? Oh, sorry, I'm trying to find something and Twitter's acting weird. Okay. Yeah, then I grabbed SPY puts. Let's see. Friday. Grab SPY puts at what time? It says 11:21, which was right here. And the reason I grabbed them right here is because it would look like it was going to break down, and because it was still in this 113 area, it was just chopping around, and it started to show weakness, and it just popped on me, and I lost that one. And I grabbed Facebook again on Wednesday. What time did I grab it? 12:36. 12:36 was right. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, 12:36. I grabbed it, I think, right in here for a double top, and it squeezed up, and I got squeezed out of that play, and that was a loss. Then I had the SPX lotto calls at the end of the day, which were right here at 307. Where is it? Right here. I grabbed her right there, and they were too far out of the money, and they didn't end up working out. So that was not good. But you know, I think they were up a little bit. I got them at 90 cents, the 341.45. Oh no, I grabbed the calls. I didn't grab the puts. I grabbed the calls. Yeah. So I grabbed right here, and they were up a little bit. I remember them being up like I don't know, like 10, 15 cents, and I was hoping for a big end of the day squeeze, and I didn't get it. So I just it dumped here, and it ended up being a loss. That's why it's like, wait a minute, well, was that a lose with that big candle? I got calls. I was expecting an end of the day squeeze, because usually when you have a big drop like this in the afternoon, usually what happens is that they squeeze the end of the day to try to, the ES shorts have to buy the cover, so it ends up squeezing. So that's what I thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen. So I got that wrong. Wednesday was just a terrible day, so I'm happy to get that over with. So moving on to Tuesday, which is the 16th, and then I only had 2 plays that day, and that was they were both Disney. And let's see, it's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, right here. You can see I grabbed Disney 115 puts at 10:36, which should have been right here. Yeah, it was on this breakdown. As you can see, it gapped up hard on Tuesday, and I didn't want to grab it right at opening. I hate grabbing options right at the opening bell because the spreads are usually the worst, and there's so much volatility, and you don't have a clear direction. So I usually wait at least the first 10, 15, maybe even 30 minutes sometimes, and I ended up waiting quite a bit for a setup, and then I saw this little bear flag, and I got the breakdown of that. So I did grab that. The 115 puts I got at 65 cents. They ended up being a good play down here to the RCT trend line and the 200 EMA, and it ended up bouncing over that. And I did grab them again at 11.19, which I believe is right. Yeah, the reason I grabbed them here, I had FOMO. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest that I thought for sure that the market was going to really take a huge dump because of all the bad news with the coronavirus picking up steam and more cases, more deaths, and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, I was expecting a big dump on Monday, and we didn't really get it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to re-enter right here on this little pop, and thinking that we're gonna actually get a big sell-off, and we didn't. It went up against me, and it chopped, and I lost on that one. So I had a little bit of FOMO. I'm not gonna lie, even I get FOMO, and sometimes I decide to chase. So yeah, that's what happened. Monday, I had VXX. I had a couple times. Let's see. First VXX play was at 10.10, which was right here at the bottom. You see it popped up, it dropped, and it got it right over VWAP right here. That's when I grabbed it. And I already knew, well, I didn't know what. I was under the impression at that point in time that this week was going to be a very bloody week because of all the coronavirus numbers and stuff like that. And that's what I was expecting. So when I saw it come back down here and test support at 35, and it started to curl up and get over 35, that's when I grabbed VXX calls for a nice big pop. And I grabbed it again at right here. I grabbed it again right here, and it chopped, and I decided to hold it overnight. And thinking, okay, we're going to have a big gap down, and we're going to have a big red day, and it did not happen. It chopped. As you can see, it chopped and it went up. So I ended up losing that overnighter on VXX on Monday. So I ended up holding it pretty much the whole week, waiting for that big dump, and it didn't happen till Friday, and the VXX calls were worthless. So I took a loss on that overnighter. So whatever. But I also had I had SPY puts that day. Let's see, which was Friday, Thursday. Should be no Monday. Yeah. See, I grabbed SPY puts twice on Monday. One time was at 130, which was, I believe, yeah, right here. I scalped it for that little drop. I actually thought this was gonna dump, but I was just scalping that day. I wanted to take my small wins and get out because I had a good win on VXX, and this was the second play. And I thought, okay, we're gonna actually get the dump, and we didn't, so I did scalp that for like not much. I think it was like 10 cents, if that. Then I grabbed them again at 231, which was right here. right in this area on this drop as it rejected the RCT, and that move was a little better. So that is what I did for the week. I do like these indicators. That worked well for me. I can tell that doing the weekly recap is a little more difficult, but to do than if I did them every day. I just don't have the time to do the recaps every single night, but I'll try to at least do the weekly ones. I have timestamps on all my Twitter posts that show the alerts. You can go to the room and see the past alerts and stuff like that. So this should help on where I grabbed it and why I grabbed it, and hopefully this has helped. And I will be doing some more videos over the weekend to prep for next week. So thanks for watching.